It is Sunday, the 26th of March, 2023. Sunday. Why, that's church day. But guess what? I'm not going to say one word about 501c3 state churches or their non-biblical state religion. Nope. No scriptures today, people. Not one verse. A zero. Yet, this will be a religious video. Why? Because it's always about religion. Just the question is, whose religion is it about? Today's podcast will cover actually you're going to get a 2-for-1 today. Today's podcast will cover the state's secular, non-religion religion, also known as politics, briefly, and the white lab coat wearing priest religion of science, scientism, science so-called, also briefly, and also a religion, scientism. As I said many times, you may not do religion, but people, religion does you. So up first in our 2-for-1 podcast, the state's non-religion, religious politics. And who are the state's non-religious preachers and priests in this not a religion of politics? Well, that's hard to say without screwing up. The talking heads, the asshats. Yep, the newscasters, the script readers that tell us the state-approved news, what to believe, and why we should be converts to the state's religion of politics. Now, the first part irritates me. It irritates me, in matter of fact, quite a bit. I'm a little disappointed in myself. Why? Because a self-admitted, confessing, far-left, extreme left, pot-smoking comedian working out of his garage ties recent current events together going on in Syria way better than I have done in the past or I've done recently, with all my high-tech, sophisticated technologies available to me at my fingertips on level 7 of my deep underground military base, not to mention my high ex-Navy, ex-sailor morals far superior to a leftist crank pot-smoking Jimmy Dore. Alright, so let's bring up Jimmy. What can he possibly say better than me or something I haven't said? Well, check this out, people. Current affairs.
Hey, you know why we're in Syria, right? So we're occupying a third of Syria right now illegally. You know how Putin is in Ukraine? We're in Syria, okay, which is right next to Iraq, and you know what we did there. So watch this.
We're keeping the oil. We have the oil. The oil is secure. We left troops behind only for the oil.
That's why we're in Syria. That's the President of the United States. And why are we in Syria?
We're keeping the oil. We have the oil. The oil is secure. We left troops behind only for the oil.
Okay. Now guess what we're doing? We're bombing Syria again. We're bombing Iran. I'm sorry.
We're bombing Iranian-backed terrorists working out of Syria, Jimmy. Get your shit right. Pot smoking, you smoke too much of it.
U.S. launches airstrike in Syria after drone attacks kills U.S. contractor. 5 U.S. troops were wounded in a drone attack. So, if they weren't in Syria, they wouldn't be there to be killed. They shouldn't be in Syria. We should get the hell out of Syria. Someone attacking us inside Syria seems logical. If you are occupying someone else's country and they attack you, that seems logical. And you should get the hell out of their country, but you're not because you're stealing their oil.
Wow, pretty severe charge. Anyway, you know what? The goddamn Russians are invading Ukraine while we peacefully occupy a third of Syria. And I can clearly remember sitting at the bottom Peter pit when VLAD the Bad invaded poor, peaceful, fun-loving the Ukraine, and it was almost unanimous. VLAD is bad, and somebody should take him out. As in kill him, I think, and teach those goddamn Russians a lesson. I shit you not, heard it with my own 2 ears. I could name names, people, but I won't, because your secrets are safe with me. Now, why were a majority of room temp -7 IQers sitting at the bottom Peter pit talking like that? They had been listening to the sermons being preached by the preachers and priests of the mainstream media. Yep, the talking heads and the asshats. Well-paid and rewarded preachers and priests, might I add. Now, what was VLAD the Bad's, Putin's reason given for invading the Ukraine? specifically the Crimea region. Putin claimed the millions of former Russians living there were getting sick and tired of being bombed, raided, raped, and murdered by Zelensky's fun-loving government forces for going on some 8 solid years and counting. But we all know how those goddamn Russians lie, especially VLAD the Bad, their leader. How do we know that? Because mainstream media told us they lie, especially VLAD the Bad. Now let's contrast the Ukrainian thing with the Syrian thing. You heard it from the Donald's own mouth. No bullshit, no defending democracy, no freeing and enslaved people, no punishment for horrible abuses of human rights. Nope, it's the oil. Yep. Now you see, and this is a mystery to even me, somehow American oil got under the ground of Syria, and Americans are just trying to get our oil back, and those no good, goddamn dirty Iranian-backed terrorists are trying to kill American oil technicians, civilian contractors, along with our freedom fighters, the U.S. military. Although no one, and I mean no one, has offered any explanation how our oil, American oil, got under Syrian land in the first place. VLAD the Bad invades the Ukraine because he's evil. America occupies 1/3 of Syria, a sovereign country, because we just want our oil back. Now, can you see the hypocrisy, people? Come on. It just reeks to high heaven. And what else doesn't the mainstream media tell us? Why, they don't tell us that once upon a time, not too very long ago, the Ukraine was part of the Russia territories. Precisely why all the Russians are in the Crimean area today. Yeah, amazing. Well, that's a little fun fact you want to leave out. It hurts your storyline. Now, it reminds me of an old internet meme. It's a picture of the country of Iran, surrounded on all sides by American active military bases. And the caption, what did the caption say on the meme, people? How dare Iran put their country in the middle of our military bases? And while Lee Greenwood's hit, God Bless the USA, still brings tears to some people's eyes, they never seem to tell us which God is blessing the USA. Look around, people. Look at our country today. Can you tell me which God it is? Which God it might be? Alright, moving on to this 2-for-1 podcast. Dinosaurs. And this one is a very deep rabbit hole, people, with many layers that go this way and that. This dinosaur hoax is deeply related and tied to the fossil fuel peak oil hoax. Now, this is going to have to be a separate podcast. This is just too huge. Might even take 2 at a future date, if time permits. If we even exist as we know it today. Much is happening on a daily basis. Have you noticed a large number of Chinese men of military age streaming across our borders? Our wide open borders, by the way? Just something you might want to look at. Anyway, I'll leave you with 2 points. 2 points to ponder concerning dinosaurs. 1, you have never seen a full-scale, accurate, and complete constructed dinosaur skeleton on display at any museum, or even a picture of one. Not one, not a real one, not never. You have seen a lot of imagination and art, but not science. Nope. You're being exposed to the religion of scientism. And second point to ponder on as you go throughout your busy day. A legitimate scientist working at a dinosaur dig in Montana, nope, he wasn't looking for Murray, discovered soft tissue. Soft tissue, people? Soft tissue doesn't last 60 million years. And what was this real scientist's reward for this amazing discovery? He was fired. This scientist's religion, quote unquote, the reason given by the University of California, Northland, would not be tolerated at this campus. You see, it's always about religion, isn't it? It just, whose religion matters the most? Imagine that. Well, stay tuned for more details, coming hopefully soon. But right now, oh yeah, I got stuff to do.